Achieved with CryEngine.
You're all by yourself today?
Hello. Sorry, trying to fix something. Because it would be unnormal for everything to work when I just sit down to stream.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, my audio interface for some reason had disconnected and I had to unplug it and replug it in, and that meant finding the right USB 3 cable.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
And now
That's
I
a
have,
big one.
I have to check all my audio settings on my stream stuff and on the game because it'll all be screwed up.
Oh my god, poor birds. On my way to a certain place to check out some new real estate, and then there's a heavy thunderstorm.
You're cutting in and out quite a bit, so it's pretty hard to understand you.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of the storm there.
Oh, of a storm? Are you in your car?
Yeah, I'm in my car right now. We are having some serious, serious, heavy thunderstorm. Oh, wow. Yeah, because I'm in the middle of the storm there. Yeah, I'm in my car right now. We are having some serious, serious, heavy thunderstorm.
Oh, wow.
'Cause I'm in the middle of the storm. Yeah, I'm in my car right now. We are having some serious, serious heavy thunderstorm.
Oh, wow.
it's only afternoon, like 3 in the noon, but the sky is so low visible. I can't see more than 5 meters ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I think earlier on, I just saw a poor bird got blown away and hit my windshield for like 2 seconds and it flew off.
I wish it would save my dumb settings instead of messing them up when the card's missing. Wish it would just say, oh, well, the default one's here, so we're going to use the default one always if it's here. And then fall back to something else if it's not. It's just kind of dumb.
Well, you know, sometimes they can be tricky on the settings.
Yeah, well, it's their software. They should be a little more smart about how they handle missing hardware.
I mean,
Okay,
shouldn't they have like a default settings for the? Isn't there supposed to be a default thing for the settings to work normally?
Yeah, I set
We don't need
this.
to
It's set
adjust.
default, then it ignores it. So does the
That's
game.
strange.
The game does too. The game will totally blow. Here it did it fine this time, but a lot of times it doesn't cancel. So that's fine. Okay, I can start my stream. What do I know? What do you know? Hey, Kodo.
Wait, after 2 hours now, you only want to start your stream.
No, I was working with Visa for an hour and a half because somebody had been trying to run on transactions on my card, and I had to make sure that they hadn't done that and get a new card issued.
Oh. Yeah, the card tech is
So I
pretty
just
bad.
started.
Have you told them the banks lock your card?
Please keep your hands and feet inside the
What?
vehicle
Hang
at
on,
all
I can't hear you.
times.
My stream's starting.
Will begin shortly.
Alright.
Looks like it's just me, so I'll go ahead and drop. Okay, it's quiet again.
Alright. No, I mean, have you called to the bank to like block your card and then give you a new one?
Yeah, that's why I was on the phone with them for an hour and a half, because not only that, but my account with them, my login account through a browser so I could go in and check things, had been erased. So I was trying to make a new account, and I couldn't do that because their confirmation email wouldn't come to my email inbox. And it didn't come for 45 minutes. And so I finally gave up, but we went through a bunch of transactions for the last 3 months, and everything looked fine. So it was just these 5 that had tried to run but had not verified. Somebody was trying to buy Uber Eats, and somebody was trying to buy.
Yeah, from my experience on IT, somebody must have gotten your email, right? And then they got your card details. So I assume that they must have switched
They don't have
email
my.
to
They don't have
a
my
new
email. They don't have my email.
Yeah, no. They do not need your email. They just need the old email.
Well, they may have it,
so
but they're
they
not.
can actually swap.
Yeah, the message finally came to me. I don't think it was intercepted by them.
Oh, okay.
And the card was canceled.
No,
and
it's
so,
not intercept. Usually what happens in my country is when they stole your account, they will swap the new confirmation email to a different email address, so you
Sure.
will never able to reset your email.
Right. No, that didn't happen. They didn't get into my
lucky you.
account. They didn't get any actual cards purchases charged on that card. They were trying, and it was failing, but that was enough to have me want to change the card. So
Yeah.
but that took
Or
time.
call me paranoid or yeah.
No, I get
but
you.
You can call me paranoid or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's better safe than sorry on that kind of stuff. Because I have somebody who did open an account without my email and without my card number. They just opened an account in my name at a different address, and then they charged $960 or something in my name with a bank that I don't do business with. And then they didn't pay it, and now the bank's coming after me to pay for the debt. And it's like, no, I didn't do that. Sorry. But now I have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and my credit score got dinged by 100 points, and until it gets cleaned up, and it's all because they stole money, and I'm the one that looks like the bad guy. And I just got done cleaning up a whole bunch of other ones.
In Yeah, I think I saw a similar news in your country earlier on, and then somebody put a website, your government has a special department to deal with all this. You have to call in to tell them this, and then they will settle everything for you. You don't have to
My
work
government,
your
I wouldn't trust
yeah.
them to clean up anything. They can't clean up their own books or anything else they do.
I know,
Certainly wouldn't trust
but
them to
this
clean up
department
my
is
my financial stuff. They can't do their own.
no. You just need to know your detail and all that, and then they will settle the rest for you. They just need maybe some proof that you did not go and open the account. That's all they need. They don't need anything else from
My
your end. That's
government
all.
doesn't know what security is, and they don't follow the simple procedures to keep whatever they have secure anyway. I know the guy who wrote the back end security system for the state of Oregon, and he said it's secure, but they're not. So somebody's still going to be able to get in because they'll spoof somebody's password off them directly. They just don't handle it well. They're not trained for that kind of stuff. They're just regular, administrative kind of paper pushers.
I know that. I have read a lot of stories from those places, so I know.
I spent 40 minutes on the
Don't forget
phone.
from where I'm from.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I spent 40 minutes on the phone with ASUS today trying to tell their tier 1 tech to get me a simple answer to a 2-level question. It took them 40 minutes to finally believe that they couldn't answer it and that they weren't answering it. And I asked to be escalated 5 times, and I never got escalated. And then they finally said somebody would call me by the end of the day, and of course they didn't. So I still don't know the answer.
Wow.
And ASUS used to do really good tech support. And it's I don't care I don't care if somebody has a thick accent and they're hard to understand, which this person was. Totally fine. But they have to understand enough English to comprehend the question so that they can get the answer to the question. And she didn't. It took me 5 times telling her what the question was in different ways before I thought she maybe got it. And then she still came back with not the right answer. Not that it was a wrong answer. It was a right answer to a different question, one that I was not asking. It's like,
Yeah, be right back, Doug. I'm gonna fuel my car for a while. Be right back.
Okay. Oh, my camera kicked out again. And it's hot. Why is it hot? Where'd the camera go? Let's go try this again. Turned off. And it crashed my stream.
Resource point Sigma is now controlled by the enemy. We've captured Gamma.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Kodo, can you hear me on the audio? Webcam is down. It's down. Must be conflicting. I don't know why it would be with the audio driver hardware. I don't know why I get more problems with a newer computer instead of less. XSplit is pretty much toast.
Target spotted.
The enemy has captured Epsilon.
Target spotted.
I'll deal with that after this match. XSplit is like OBS. It's a paid streaming platform engine. So it captures your audio, lets you do overlays and bring in audio sources and video sources and combine them all together, just like OBS does, Open Broadcaster. And then it encodes it and sends it out to either YouTube or... I should not be going in here. This is just the baddest, worstest decision.
Target spotted.
So it's just like OBS.
The enemy has resource point Theta. Gamma is under control.
Target spotted.
Right torso critical damage.
Yow!
Target spotted.
Left torso critical damage. Center torso critical damage. Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed.
Generally, it's very stable. I've never had it do this before, but I've been, kind of installing stuff that, well, nothing's been installed that should have done this. I don't know what's causing it. But when I rebooted, I think I needed to power off completely. When I rebooted my sound interface, which is a $1,000 studio professional recording DAW interface, disappeared. So when I got that back, it's on the same USB 3 hub that the camera's been on, but for some reason they're not liking it together. So I'm not sure what's going on there.
There you go, Doc.
Hey, howdy.
Troubleshooting?
I'm having a little, yeah, it looks like it. I'm having a little technical problem with my webcam too. But my stream would be, nothing if not full of technical issues now and then.
Oh, I mean, you're a variety streamer, right? You stream
right.
Dying
That's
and
right.
MechWarrior and also IT support.
Yep.
But it's more first-person IT support.
Self-support, yeah.
Target spotted.
It's like
Yeah.
IT self-help channel.
There you go.
I just was telling Crimson I was on the phone for 40 minutes with ASUS tech support trying to get a simple two-level answer. And after 40 minutes and asking to be escalated 5 times because they couldn't even understand the question. And it's not a hard question. It's just not a hard question. I want to hear it from them what the truth is. She finally said there was nobody there to talk to. She's sending emails back and forth to her higher tier people, and that somebody would email me back or call me back in an hour and a half that afternoon today. And of course, no one called and nobody emailed and nobody knew the answer evidently, or no one got to it. And it's not a hard question. All I want to know is what isn't on the material that you read when you're trying to pick out a motherboard. And since I haven't been in it for a few years, like 10, I haven't been keeping up on all the dumb things that go on in this industry. I wasn't aware that when you buy a motherboard that will support 128 gigs of memory, DDR5 up to 7200 mega transfers.
We have
That
data.
if you put it into XMP mode and you have 4 sticks of memory, 32, 32, 32, 32, guess what? It won't boot at all. So you can't even run it slowly. It just won't boot. And it boots up default with 4 sticks at 4200 mega transfers. So I figured, well, I should be able to enable XMP and get maybe 5000 or 6400 or something like that, right? But instead I get nothing. And it's because the DDR5 spec is so screwed up, motherboards can't seem to make it work with 4 sticks of memory.
Well, I mean, I used to have an Asus on my very first PC I built, which I still have. It was over 10 years ago, like 11, 12 years ago now.
Well,
I had an
I-
Asus graphics card and monitors,
Hey.
and they were great. But what I've heard about Asus since is that they've really gone downhill as a company, particularly with support.
Well, their hardware's still nice, but their software seems to be terrible, and their support, I've had generally good support, but this was very bad. And she was trying, bless her heart, she was trying, but I had to explain the question to her 5 times before I felt maybe she understood it. And each time she'd come back with an answer that was wrong, so I had to re-explain it, right? Like, well, no, that's a wrong answer. It's just not the question I'm asking. And finally she agreed to bump me up to a higher tier. But it's like, you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. And you can still learn after the fact. You don't have to make me suffer through your learning process. But it's a simple question. I just want to know if, so I'm gonna send this memory back, and I'm gonna get 2 sticks of 32 gig memory, and so I'll have 64 still. And then I'll be able to enable XMP and run it at a higher frequency. Great. The question is, will it in fact really work on this motherboard? And it's a $500 motherboard, right? So it should. It says it does. But will it? So that's a simple question. They should know that. They test, they support, they should know what their board can and can't do. And then 2, does it support 48 gig sticks? And can I put 2 of those in and have 96 gigs of memory? Because if I'm going to swap it out, I might as well put more memory in it too, right? And still enable XMP, and have it not crash. So 2 things. Will it really work? And will it work with 48 gig sticks, 2 of them, and use XMP? Could not get an answer. What I did get for an answer was when I asked, well, how much memory does this board really support total? Well, she gave me a resounding solid 196 megs or gigs, 196 gigs. I said, well, listen, how can you populate 4 RAM slots to get 196 gigs? And she's quiet.
192.
And I said, well, just with 4. What's the max? How would you fill out the maximum capacity of this board? She was really quiet. And I said, you'd have to put 4 48 gig sticks in there, which makes 196. And I went 148, and then 2, and then a third, and then a fourth. That's 196 gigs of memory. And you just told me it'll take 196 gigs of memory, but you also told me it only takes 32 gig sticks. So how can both of those things be true? And she doesn't know. She said no. And I just want to know what's real about this illusion that she has. Because I want to know what kind of memory I can buy without sending it back and forth, right? What?
She doesn't have a clue about the PC component, Dara.
You're breaking up, and if I can't tell what you're saying.
I was going to say, this sounds like trained from a different job. So, like, if you're trained on let's say, support for like a retail store, and then you change jobs to support for surfboards, then change jobs to support for, like watches, and then now you get a PC job. They're going to be skilled and trained in doing support, but the PC parts, maths, like the really technical stuff, is going to be learned from a flow chart for the phone call flow chart.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be almost no inherent knowledge in these employees.
Right.
Not because they've done anything
Right.
wrong. These employees aren't stupid. It's just that
right. They just don't have any framework at all to work through the problem. Right.
That's right. There's no inherent knowledge base.
Yeah.
Yes, she doesn't have the knowledge, which
I totally understand that. I totally get that. And I'm very patient with her for 40 minutes. But after being asked to be escalated 5 times and still not being escalated and not getting any answers or answers that aren't to my question, I finally gave in and said, yeah, have somebody call me back. And then, of course, they didn't. So I didn't get an answer. So I can't order the memory. So it's all, I can pull up the manual, but the manuals is not, I could pull it up. I need to pull up the PDF online maybe, because the manual that I have that came with the box does not match the manual that's current, right? So I can't trust my manual. ASUS itself put out a notice in April online that says that they have enabled support with the current BIOS back then for 24 gig sticks. So for all I know, they may have enabled support for 48 gig sticks by now, because it's been, April, it's been 5-6 months, right? And the Core i9 14 gen CPUs will support it. And the memory controller that is on that, and that should be on the Z9 790 chipset, supports 48 gig. And so it could well support it. And I just want to know before I order the dumb memory sticks.
So 2 weeks ago, we built at work. We're actually specifying our a brand new, big processing computer for our terabyte data sets of laser scan data.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to have 192 gigs, so 448s, but we use a gigabyte motherboard. And so we just did a bit of research and things, and we found that